any interruptions with our live stream tonight. I really hope so. Last time it kind of cut in and out. Well, it cut out in and out once, and it ended up being 2 videos.
Last time it kind of
which
cut
I
in and out.
don't like, and I had to mute that. And again, for all of you on here, I want to say thank you for getting on tonight. It's an early call today than my usual calls. And I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm really excited to be on today. I have a little whiteboard today. We're doing something different, so please play full out. I'm really excited to be here. And also, type in the chat room if you can hear me pretty good, because there's only, I can only tell by you typing in the chat. So if you guys can please find the little chat box if you're on YouTube live from your phone. It should say something like this, YouTube live. If you could type in there and say, Tony, I can hear you loud and clear. Let me know what's going on, because we are going to go live and get into the meat of the content very, very soon. And let me just make sure. Great. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yes. Thank you so much. The video is a little laggy on my side, but it looks good. Can you say my comment? Landon George, Jose, Hussam, Derek, Anthony, hello. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for getting on today. All right. Now, over the past couple of months, people always ask me, Tony, how did you get started in this? What is your personal story? So how many of you guys are interested in hearing that very, very quickly tonight? And then I want to talk to you about a few things I've written down tonight. The number 1 rule to making money. All right, we're going to cover that. We're going to talk about starting capital. We're going to talk about other skills that can be an asset to you in this business. And we're also going to talk to you about the best price ranges to start at. All right. So hopefully, Rich, I think everybody hears me okay. But I think it might be your LTE a little bit cutting in and out. Everybody's saying they can hear me excellent. I am on a very, very good connection today. So hopefully you guys are streaming in, perfectly as well. All right. So Tony, how did you get started? So it all started. Now, wait a second. Before we get started, how many of you in here, this is your first time watching the show? And how many of you in here, this is your 2nd or 3rd, 4th, 5th time? Let me know. Type it in the chat room really quickly. How many times you've been on here? And let me know. I'd like to see that. It takes a couple of seconds for the chats to come in. So I'm just kind of waiting around for that. And while I'm waiting around for that, again, how many in here are total newbies to buying and selling cars for profit? How many of you sold cars and made money? Type it in. I sold and made money. Or how many of you guys say, this is my first time I'm getting started into flipping cars, and I want to learn more about it so I can get started. Okay. We got people in here saying they've been on all the calls. 2nd call. Been following you for years. Flipped 5 cars so far. I sold and I made money. Great. Just getting started. Davian, Frazier. Why am I on so early, Juan says. I am on early because I have other things to do later on tonight, and instead of totally skipping the call, I figured, let me do it early. 3rd time here, old schooler, flipping wise, 7 cars. Oh, it's probably what it is. I'm down here by the attractions in Orlando, Florida. Bad reception, probably. 4 cars. Great, great. So some of you guys are pretty experienced in here. You know how to flip cars for profit. That is very, very good. I'm happy for that. But I bet you're on the call today because you're looking to learn some new tips, some new strategies to really take things to the next level, okay? We're not going to be covering very high-level stuff. A lot of that stuff is in my F1 course. I'm doing very well, Landon. Now, thank you for the feedback, everyone. So how did I get started? I got started while I was 13 years old, and I started actually after my paper route. I was doing a paper route in my local neighborhood, delivering newspapers, right, to about 250 homes or 300 homes in my neighborhood every single day. I'd have to wake up early get the papers, wrap them up, put them in my little overalls with my little knapsack with all the papers in it, and deliver papers every day. And I'd only make probably around $200 a month. Maybe it was a little less, like $180 to $200 a month. Doing this every day. Of course, it only took me maybe 2 or 3 hours to do this and to deliver to all the homes. But it was very little bit of money. I wasn't making a lot of money. And finally, I was 13 years old. All right. I have a picture of that somewhere. I don't have it right now with me. But my dad says, why don't you buy and sell a moped? I'm like, wow, mopeds are cool. Scooters are cool. I love scooters. I loved working on scooters, right? So that's my biological dad. So my stepfather, I had a stepdad and a real dad. My real dad was kind of a car mechanic, car guy. My stepfather was a chef. He didn't know anything about cars and mechanical stuff. So he actually gave me his 1989, was it an 89 Honda Elite scooter, Honda scooter. And it was kind of, it was kind of beat up. What year was it? It was probably 89, 96. It was about 7 years old at the time, the moped, the scooter, okay? And he gave it to me, so I sanded it all down. I went to Home Depot. I got some spray paint. I spray painted it up, made it look really nice. I used it for a little while, with my newspaper route and all of that. But I really wanted to make money. So I put it in the paper, and at this time, I had to actually buy an ad in the newspaper, in the PennySaver, to actually put, there was no Craigslist. There was no online craziness like there is today. So I actually paid like $30 or $35 to buy a little classified text ad, 1989 Honda moped for sale, blah, 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 $450, and my mother's home number, because I didn't have a cell phone, right? I had the people call my mom's house, right? My stepdad was like, you sell the moped, I don't want to have anything to do with it. So I cleaned the bike all up. It looked pretty cool. I put it in the paper, and I was asking, I didn't know how much to list it for, right? I didn't know. So I ended up listing it. Later I found out I listed it too cheap, right? It was they were going for like $600 at the time, $650, and I was selling it for $450. The guy came, he called my house. He's like, oh, I'm outside, because I gave him the address. He came to my place. And I went outside with the little title in my pocket. I'm all excited. I'm going to sell the moped. I'm going to make some money. So the guy says, I'll give you $400 for it, right? And me, I didn't know anything about negotiation. I was 13 years old. Guy's giving me $400 cash. I'm like, cool, take it. I'll take it. So we do the transaction. He gives me the money. He leaves. Later on, I find out I could have easily got $600 for the car, for the moped. But anyway, that was my start. And I was like, wow, I just made $400. And thanks to my stepdad, he gave me that first scooter. So he gave me that. So after that, I started looking around in the PennySaver every week, looking around. And I found the 1985 Honda Spree. This was my second deal ever, second deal. 89 Honda Spree. The guy was asking $150 because it didn't run, okay? So I go there. I ended up getting it for like $125 or $100. I negotiated whatever. I went with my real dad. He helped me negotiate. And we get it a little cheaper. So I bring the 85 Honda Spree home. I take it apart. I clean the carburetor. I get it running. It's running. So it needs a little paint job. So I get some rattle can again. I spray it white. I make it look cool. I spray the rims black, all spray paint, make it look really cool. And then I list it in the paper. I put it in for like $600, right? My dad gave me some tips on how to make my ad better, my real dad. And I ended up getting like $550 for it. I was only in it maybe $150, $175, just buying some $2, $3 cans of spray paint, cleaning the carburetor. That didn't really cost me anything. And that's how I got started. And I made a few $100 on that. And then I kept doing it. I ended up buying a Pooch, it's like a bicycle style moped. That was like my third deal. And then I ended up buying more Yamahas, Yamaha Razes, and I stuck with those. I got Yamaha Razes, Honda Elites, Puches, and mostly scooters, mopeds and scooters. Honda Arrows, Honda Sprees, Honda Elites, mostly the Yamaha Raz, because that was all the only 50cc scooter that they had at that time. And I just started flipping this stuff for profit. And within a couple of months, here I was probably 14 at the time, 14-year-old kid making, I was buying and selling 2 or 3 of these things a month, making $400 to $500 of profit. Young kid like me making $1,500 a month in cash, flipping mopeds on the side. I mean, it was heaven for me. I was out. I was buying my own stereo boom boxes because, you're 14 years old, right? I had like a huge boom box. I'd be going out. I was stupid with my money because I was young, right? I'd go out with my friends. I'd buy everybody lunch. It's like I had all this money, spendable income money, as a little kid, 15 years old. I started buying my own clothes. My mom stopped paying for my stuff. I started buying all my own stuff. So, it comes down to me being on my own since I was 14 years old by gaining this skill and learning how to wheel and deal and find good deals and clean them up and fix them and sell them and negotiate. So I started all of this when I was like 14 years old, so there's no reason why any young kid out there can do this with dirt bikes, ATVs, mopeds, motorcycles. And then I started getting into motorcycles. And then I flipped a couple of motorcycles, and then I got into cars, and it just kept on going like that. So it's pretty cool, right? How many of you guys enjoy the little story? So that's how I got started. And then I got into cars, and I started making a lot of money with cars. So you guys liking this so far? Quick little story. That's how I started. All right, so Jose said he missed the deal. Too bad. I am 14. I flip motorcycles. Awesome. Great, guys. So listen to this part. I was stupid with my money. I didn't learn the money lesson until I was about 17 when I had to move to New York to live with my brother because I wasn't going to school anymore, right? I dropped out of high school. I was never going to school. I had my own car at 15, and I would just pass by high school, and I would go to the beach with my friends. And I was a bad kid as a high school student. I never went to school. So I dropped out. So I moved to New York, and at 16, and my brother says, you got 2 choices. You work with me during the day and full time, and you pay rent at my house, and you pay for your food and all of that. Or you work with me during the day, and you go to night school, and you get your GED. So I did that. I got my 7-year-old daughter is listening to my story right now, my 8-year-old daughter, and she's looking at me like this. And this is a story that I don't want to tell. So that's what I did. I worked during the day, construction, remodeling homes and all of that, and doing kitchens and bathrooms and tile and sheetrock and all that. So I know how to remodel homes and stuff thanks to my brother. And I went to night school, got my GED. So that was pretty cool. And the lesson he taught me was save half of everything you make. Every paycheck you get from somebody, every money you make, you save half. Half goes away before you pay your taxes or before you pay your rent, before anything. That's the number 1 rule. All right, the number 1 rule to make money is save half. Save half of what you make. So if you go and do a car deal and you make $2,000 profit, okay? You make $2,000 profit. You take $1,000 and you put it in an envelope and you put it on the side. You don't even think about it. You just build that cash, okay? You might need, in the beginning, if you're very low on cash and you need money to buy and sell to get started, you're probably gonna need that, okay, to basically reinvest. But once you have about $3,000 to $5,000 and you have enough money to buy and sell cars for profit, right? At that point, you basically want to save half of everything you make. All right. So if you make $3,000 on the deal, 1,500 bucks goes on the side. You save in an envelope. You don't touch it. The rest of the 1,500, you could divide it into 3 parts, right? You could divide some of it in for savings for education, right? If you want to buy books or tools or whatever to benefit yourself. The other 500 could be toward bills, and the other 500 could be toward whatever you want, discretionary, whatever. It just, there's ways to divide your money, and you think about how you want to do that. But it's always best to save half. Some people say save 33%, right? 1/3. But even till today, I try to save half. Sometimes it might be hard based on your income and how much you make. But especially, when you're dealing with cars like this, you could easily save half of your money. And once you build it up to maybe $10,000 or $15,000 or $20,000, then you can do some really cool things with that money. Maybe invest in a small house, right? You always want to use the money that you save, right? You want to use the money that you built up, that you save, to make more money. You never want to spend it on liabilities where you're going to be losing money. You always want to invest that money that you saved to make more money, right? Make money work for you, basically. So you could invest it in some stocks if you know your stuff. You could do, there's a million things that you can do with your money to grow money. You could invest in precious metals. You can invest in real estate. You can invest in other people's businesses and all that stuff. All right. So keep that in mind when flipping cars for profit. Try to save half, put it away. Don't think about it. Use that money later on, a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, to do a bigger deal. Okay. To make that money make more money. All right. And that's, I don't want to get really deep into it, but that's just an overall idea. All right. How many of you guys enjoying this so far? Give me some feedback, please. Okay. The other thing I wanted to talk about was starting capital. The best. How many of you guys in here? I know a lot of you guys in here are flipping cars for profit now, right? Give me some feedback. What is your buy and sell range? How much money do you have to basically do your profits, your flips? How much money are you playing with? 2,000, 3,000, 5,000? How much are you playing with to do your flips? Give me that number, and we will talk about your starting capital. Go ahead, type the number in the chat. If you're flipping cars for profit right now, what number are you playing with? 2,500 bucks, right? You got 2,500 bucks you're starting with. You're buying a car for $2,000. You're selling it for 35. Okay, so we got 8,000. Davian says no sound. I would try to maybe refresh. Juan says 4 to 5 grand. Nice. Any other numbers out there? 8,000. I got your info. We got 10K. We got 3,500. Okay, so we got some people with some money in here. 2 to 3,000. Okay, that's great. 2 to 3,000. Any more numbers in here, or is that it? 1,500. Corey Smith. Scorp 10K. Okay, cool. Well, 3,000. Okay, so I think the sweet spot, some of you guys in here, some of you guys watching are total beginners. Maybe you only have $1,000 or $1,500 to get started with, right? And absolutely, you can get in the game with that amount of money. You can get started with $1,500 to $1,000. You're just gonna have to get more of a beater style car. Make sure it's a good deal. Flip it for 25 to 3,000 and start doubling your money that way. All right. Z Patel says he's starting real soon. Awesome. If once you get into the 3,000, I used to say 2,500, but I think the prices went up a little bit more. So I like to say $3,000 to $5,000. If you have $3,000 to $5,000 to play with, right? Playable money to go buying a deal, to adding a little bit of money to the deal, like if you got to repair something or do whatever, and flipping it for 7,000, 6,500, 7,000, 7,500. I think you're in a really comfortable position. That's a comfortable position to be in. You're 3 to 5K. Once you get to 5 to 8K, you're a lot more comfortable. Are you guys getting this so far? Do you guys get what I'm saying? Some of you guys in here who have 10K, are you actively flipping cars to profit, or is that how much you have to get started with? Let me know. Give me some feedback there. I think, if you have around 5 grand, you could easily get in the game and get pretty good deals to flip for profit and make probably at least $1,500 per flip. So if you got 5 grand, you would go hunting, you would go out, you'd get a $4,500 car, $4,000 car that's worth 65 to 7 grand, and you do whatever you got to do. Hopefully it's not much, and then you go flip it for profit. You make your 2K profit on that, and you keep rolling your money, and that's how you want to do it. All right, let's see other skills. So the other things I wanted to talk about was other skills that you have. How many of you guys in here have mechanical skills? You guys got mechanical skills, or you have a little bit of auto painting skills, you know how to do quick repairs. It's always cool to learn new skills if you're in this business for the long run, if you want to make profit, right? Because if you took your car that you're flipping to get a tune-up, they might charge you 150 bucks or 200. But if you did it yourself in your garage, all you needed are just materials, right? A couple of spark plugs, maybe some spark plug wires, maybe some new oil filter, and you did yourself a tune-up, right, for 50 bucks, right? Maybe a little bit more, maybe 75 bucks. But, if you could learn little skills like that, you save money, you save time, because you don't have to go taking the car to get it fixed or tuned up or stuff like that, right? You do it yourself. Take you an hour in your garage, replace the wires if it needs wires, replace the spark plugs if it needs spark, do the oil, transmission flush, whatever. So if you are a little mechanically inclined, it helps, right? It helps. And if you're not, learn it. Learn a little bit of it. It's not that hard, right? You just need a wrench and some freaking tools and you get it done. All right? Auto body is a great skill to learn. And that's some of the other programs that I teach too. I teach you exactly how to paint the car if you want to. If you have a fender or a hood that's faded and it needs to be done, and you know that if you painted it, it would sell a lot quicker, right? Because sometimes, there are things to a car that you gotta do to make it presentable and sell quicker, right? So sometimes you'll get a car that needs the roof and hood painted, and you go to get it done at a Korean shop and they charge you 500, where you could do it yourself in a day for 100 bucks if you knew how to do it, right? So that's always cool as well. So if you have other skills that can add to this skill, you're gonna do probably a lot better, because you can get the jobs done quicker. You can get them, in and out, make your profit. You don't have to go dealing with other people, and just do it that way. Corey Smith, I think it's hard to make double your money when you buy a car that's worth 3,500 plus. It's a lot easier to find a car worth 3 to 4K fixed for 500 to 15. It all depends. It all depends. There's deals all over the place. It depends on what deal you land on, and it'll just turn out to it'll show you what it's worth. When you sell it, it all depends on the deal that you get. I don't think it's harder to make double your money. I really don't. I do it all the time. How much money should I spend above purchase price? Well, old Fords never die. You never want to spend more than, oh, you mean reinvest when you buy a car? Well, you want to put as little in as possible. So if it needs a little tune-up, do the tune-up and get rid of it, right? The key is to buy as low as possible, right? You want to negotiate. You want to know your market. You want to research your market. If you think you found a deal, type in that same car and in Craigslist and see what other cars are going for. That'll kind of give you an idea of what the car is worth, right? So that's how you want to do that. Read all the manuals, practice on my Beal, daily driver, learning more as I go. Awesome. So that's how you do it. All right? It's not easy. I've done many deals where I sold the car that day, right? go look at another car that same day, pick it up, fix it up over the weekend, sell it on Monday or Tuesday. I mean, it's really that simple, okay? Yes, you want to buy below value all the time. I like to my gauge is dealer trade-in. If I can get the car from a private party person, dealer trade-in value or lower, it's pretty good, okay? And yes, you do need negotiation skills, and a lot of it is storytelling, right? There's a natural human need for a person to know why, all right? The reason why. So if you can incorporate your reason why you need a good deal, your reason why you're negotiating with somebody, all right, you're gonna get your negotiation is gonna go a lot smoother because you're giving the person a reason why. You know, I'd like to, you know, if I could, I could pay you more for the car, but I just can't because blah, 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 blah. You know, I have this much cash on me. Is owning a used car dealership a good idea? You know, I think, and the other key is always bring cash to a deal. Some people, you know, they go looking for cars, they got no money on them. They say, oh, I got to go to the bank, get money. That's kind of stupid. If you're serious, you're looking to get a deal, always bring cash so you can secure and close the deal that day. Is owning a used car dealership a good idea? It's a good idea if you want to get into it long term and if you're willing to put the effort in to learn everything there is to know about it and take things to the next level. I think if you're just getting started, you're totally brand new, start in the private party market, start buying and selling a couple of cars to profit, start making some money, right? Start getting some results from what you're doing. Then if you think you want to get into dealer licensing and getting a dealer's license and dealership, then do some research and get into that. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. All right. What else? So how's everything else going with everyone here? Any other questions that I can answer? Is everybody liking this so far? A couple of tips that I revealed here tonight. Oh, for all of you new guys on here, just go to this site, and I don't know if you ever downloaded my free manual, but you can go there and you could download not the dealer's book, but the car flipping secrets exposed book there. I'll tell you more about how you could basically double your money on every flip. I show you my 1,000 to 10,000 game plan. I show you how you could turn $1,000 into 10,000 in your first 5 car flips or less. It's all laid out in there. Go download the manual if you want. And right now, oh, wait, here's the link. All right. What point do you think walk away from someone who won't come down? Give me some more detailed explanation on that. If someone won't budge, well, it's not if somebody won't budge, it's your number in your mind. So when you go look at a car, usually what I like to do is say, all right, I'm gonna negotiate. If he's asking $5,500, I'm gonna say to myself, if I can't get it for 48, I won't get it. So that's that walk away number you have to have when you go to a deal, right? So you go to a deal, and to get it at 48, I wouldn't offer them 48 off the bat. You want to offer a little lower, right? Because that's the number that you want to work up to get the deal. So if somebody was asking $5,300 for a deal or $5,400 for a deal, and it was a deal, right? It already was a deal at that price, and I wanted to get it for maybe 48, right? $500, $400 below what they're asking. I would go and probably offer like $45.50. I would say, you know, I got $45.50 cash on me. You know, I'm willing to take it right now. No BS. I have the money. I need the car. You know, what's going on? Let's do the deal, right? And if they're like, oh no, I can't do that. I need a couple. You know, maybe 52. I'll go 5,200. You know, that's the best I'll do. Then you'd be like, oh well. Oh man, then what I do is I like to lag another 8-9 minutes. I go around the car. I act like I'm interested again. I look at it, you know, I look at the body panels. I say, does it really need anything, or you sure it's all good, or blah 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 blah. I look under the hood again, check the oil, look at some of the paperwork. Like, man, and then sorry, autocorrect got involved, but yeah. But and then you lag a little and you say, I'll give you this, I'll give you 47. I got 47. How's 40? And sometimes they'll say no, 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 and then you walk away from the deal. And then as you're walking away, they'll be like, all right, 48. All right, take it, 48. And then you got the deal, right? That happened to me a lot of times where you walk away because they want to get the most as they can, right? You're walking away and they're like, all right, all right, take it, right? Because you got the cash. They know you got the cash. And sometimes, this is kind of sneaky, but sometimes it helps to basically show them the cash, right? If you want to do that, it's not necessary for you to do that. You may not do that based on your personality, but I've done it. You take out the money and you're like, I got 5,000 cash, we're ready to go right now. Sometimes when people see that cash, they're like, man, cash, they want to get rid of it. If they want to sell it, I'll be like, all right, deal. Then you do the deal. And that's that. And you go home, you made money on the buy, the car is a good deal. You go home, you spruce it up quick. If it needs a quick detail, whatever it needs, you do what you got to do. You list it up for sale, sell it, you make your profit. Easy as that. I mean, it's not that hard. All right. So for all of you guys who want to take things to the next level, check out the program here. I get really in depth on negotiating, where to find the best deals, how to find the best deals, and also the best times to look for the best deals. There are certain times to look for the best deals. There are certain times to post your cars for sale to get them to sell a lot quicker. We have video strategies that I use when I sell my cars that I'll show you exactly how to do, where we use YouTube and we use video to sell our cars. People get more qualified when they see a video of your car. Imagine doing that. So that's pretty cool as well. All right. So any other questions in here? We've been on for about, I don't know how long now, probably a half hour. And I hope you guys liked the show so far. Hope you guys enjoyed the story. I have other things to do tonight. That's why I kind of got on early. But again, if you guys want to join me, take your flipping cars for profit to the next level so you can make more money per car flip, so you can secure better deals, right? Check out the F1 program here. You're going to love it. We have members from all across the world who are flipping. They buy the course. They say, Tony, I flipped 50 cars after your course. I made $5,000. I made $10,000. It's ridiculous. Just check it out. All right. Have you had any luck selling sports cars with automatic transmissions? Harder to sell, that's for sure. So I stay away from automatic transmissions on sports cars. I've had a few Ford Mustangs and a few Miatas and maybe Toyota. What are they? Toyota. What's that sports car? MR2. What else? Supra. I had an automatic Supra that took me forever to sell. Yeah, if you're doing sports cars, I would stick with manual, because people who get sports cars, they want manual, right? So get a 5-speed, 6-speed sports car and resell that. Sedans, family cars, vans, of course, you want automatic. People like automatic cars. All right? I find a lot of car with salvage titles. Can we do anything with these cars? Yes, you can. If you know how to buy salvage, you know how to get the salvage rebuild certificate, you have connections with doing that, you could probably, make some pretty good money with salvage cars. I used to deal with a lot of salvage. Nowadays, I don't. If it's a car that I keep for a while, sometimes I invest in a salvage, drive it for a couple of years, then I flip it and break even on my money. But as far as flipping them for profit, you can get into it if you want to specialize with that. But a lot harder to sell salvage cars. A lot harder, and that's a fact. All right, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed. You guys enjoy the show tonight? I hope so. Hope you got some golden nuggets. And again, if you want to invest in the program, invest in yourself. Because if you learn just one tip, just one golden idea from my program, and you take it and you put it to use, it will make you money back over and over and over and over again. 10-fold, 20-fold, 100-fold. Because you got that one simple idea and you can add it to every car that you flip for profit, right? So it's just a no-brainer. So invest in yourself. Check out the program. I know that you're going to love it, okay? We get feedback every single day on our program. People love it, and I know you will too. So again, it's Tony. Here is Maya girl. She's studying history. She's learning a lot. And we are going to go and we got to read some history books tonight, right? So I got other things to do tonight. Save 50% of your money. And I'll see you guys on next week for some live Q&A. All right? It's Tony. Talk soon. Get the free booklet here if you haven't. And if you join me in F1, I look forward to working with you personally as you go through the program. All right? Have a great day. Cheers. And again, the program is not for everybody, okay? This is not for everybody. This is for the serious people who really want to take things to the next level. We got some really, really advanced strategies in there that I just don't give away. All right? It's Tony. Talk soon. Have a great night. I like to use physical and the digital. I use both, and there's a reason why. In fact, where is mine? Mine's in the car. I keep mine with me all the time. And you can use one Kelley Blue Book for about a year to a year and a half because you could just add a couple of bucks to the prices. So you don't have to go buy them every 6 months because they come out every 6 months, the physical Kelley Blue Book. But I use mine for about a year to a year and a half. They're only 10 bucks. All right. Have a great night, everyone. Hit the like button. I will see you next week on the call. Have a great day. Here's the link if you want to join me. I make more money. Have a great day. Bye. You're welcome. Have a great night.